God, it's freaking 3 a.m. and there's still lots of people to monitor. Why am I here?
Kailan ba lalabas tong batang to? Kanina pa ako nakatayo eh.
It's 3 a.m. I've been doing this for 8 hours now. Ang sakit na ng kamay ko.
It's 3 a.m. The world is asleep. But clerks everywhere are up, fighting sleep, walking about, assisting, monitoring. And all of them are thinking, ano bang naisip ko at pinasok ang buhay na ito?
So, why do you want to become a doctor?
So tell me, why do you want to become a doctor?
So, why do you want to become a doctor?
To serve humanity. To serve humanity?
To serve humanity.
To serve humanity, doctor.
Yes, during admission time, that was a smart thing to say. It was the immortal med school admission line. It sounded good. But how many of us really believed it? For sure, there were plenty of other reasons for going to med school. Some perhaps went into med school because both parents are doctors and knew no other life. Some perhaps wanted the white coat and the respect and admiration it brought. Some perhaps saw a doctor driving a Mercedes-Benz and was dumb enough to think that one can get rich in the medical profession. But we believe that though there may be many other reasons for going to med school, we all somehow wanted to heal, to address suffering, to ease pain, and yes, to serve humanity. However, little did we know that the road to serving humanity as a doctor could be so hard. First years are always difficult. It is the year of adjustment, new faces, new teachers, a new environment, and a new culture. But for our batch, it was also a new learning style. Our batch was under the PBL system. Gone were the long hours of lecture that med school is so known for. Instead, we had SGTs, case discussions through which we were supposed to learn everything, from basics to clinicals. We also had skills laboratories where we peered through microscopes, mixed chemicals, had role-playing, and learned doing physical examination on rubber dummies and live ones as well. And yes, who could forget our first encounter with cadavers? For many, it was the first real test of whether or not they chose the right profession. On a superficial level, can you stomach the nauseating mixture of decaying flesh, formalin, and Mentos? On a deeper plane of thought, can you face head-on the harsh reality of our mortality and how fleeting life is? And then, of course, there was the matter of medical books. The basic problem about medical books is that you have to read them. Lots and lots of them. And this we did, to pass exams, but also because somehow we knew that something we are reading today may one day save a life, or something we did not read today may actually cost a patient's life. The first 3 years were hard, but something made it easier. Friends. We made new ones, made old ones stronger, and we had lots of fun. And why not? Does the life of a medical student have to be all about books and reading? We study life and how to preserve it. We might as well know how to live it. Nothing could have ever prepared us for clerkship. After conquering the first 3 years, we were proud. And proudly we crossed that bridge that separated the school from the real world of the hospital. As third-year students, we thought we were kings of the medical school. As fourth-year students in the hospital, we felt like we were the stupidest people on earth. Reading the textbook was so different from seeing cases live in the ward. It all seemed so easy in the book, but in real life, the line between a coarse and a fine crackle seemed so thin. A pink palpebra may be pale for another. And why is it that his heart seems to murmur only when Dr. Go is listening? The experiences we had in clerkship were one of a kind. There were endless nights of monitoring. There were fingers hurt by antiquated typewriters that have seen better days. We had fun rounds, and we had balljack rounds. We had operations, and we had conferences about them. There were wheelchairs and stretchers to push, oxygen tanks to pull. There were IVs to insert, veins that bulged, and blood that was spilt. We had a retreat to rest, to bond, to unwind, to ponder, and to pray. And yes, there were walls to climb.